In this video, we will go through the most important things that you need to do right away after being admitted to study in Finland. What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. If this is the first time we're meeting, my name is Oliver and I am a master's student in economics at Aalto University in Finland. And on this channel we talk about education and early career development, specifically here in Finland. So if you're new here, do consider subscribing. Before we jump into today's topic, let me thank HOAS for sponsoring this video. HOAS, or the Foundation for Student Housing in the Helsinki region, is one of the largest providers of student accommodation in the Helsinki metropolitan area, and I've been living in their apartments throughout my studies, and I cannot recommend them enough. More information about applying for a student apartment in the description box below. So, what are the first steps that you should take after being admitted to study in Finland? The first thing to do is to accept your admission offer by the given deadline. This should be obvious enough, but if you actually fail to do this, the offer will be cancelled and you will lose your spot in the university. These deadlines are usually very strict, and being even a bit late will end up you forfeiting your spot to someone else. So please do not leave this to the last minute, as it is always possible that you encounter problems that are beyond your control. Unfortunately, there is no guarantee for an exception if you are late for these kind of reasons. If you are a non-European Union or European Economic Area citizen and you have been awarded a partial or full tuition waiver or scholarship, the second thing to do is to return all required documents for that scholarship, filled and signed, to the university admissions office. Detailed information about the address and deadlines should be enclosed with your admission letter. Next, if you were awarded a partial scholarship or no scholarship at all, make sure to pay your tuition fee before proceeding to enroll to the university. The tuition fee has to be paid in full before you can actually enroll as a student, and thus it is important that you actually take care of this first. The invoice for your tuition fee will be sent to you only after you have accepted your admission, so make sure to do these steps in the correct order. The next step only applies to those who applied for a master's program with an incomplete degree. If this is you, make sure to submit certified copies of your degree diploma and its authorized translations by the given deadline. It is extremely important to note that if you're not able to graduate from your previous degree, or the required documents for the degree are not sent and received by the given deadline, your granted study place will be cancelled. Also note that some university admission offices do not accept these documents via email, but rather you have to send them by mail. After you have accepted your admission offer and paid the possible tuition fees, you must enroll for the upcoming academic year. This is usually done separately for each academic year before the semester starts. As with the other steps before, if you fail to do this by the given deadline, which is usually on the first week of semester, you will lose your right to study. Also good to note, the enrollment process includes paying the compulsory university student union membership fee. I will not go any deeper into this topic right now, but I'm currently working on a video explaining all the costs of studying in Finland, this membership fee included, so make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss that when I get it online. If you are not a European Union or European Economic Area citizen, the next thing to do is to apply for a residence permit for studies. The application period could take a long time, and it is recommended that you reserve at least 2 months, but preferably even more, for the process to play out. Do also know that you cannot arrive in Finland without a residence permit card in hand, and thus it is extremely important that you start this process early. The Finnish Immigration Service has a checklist for steps that you should go through before starting the application process. One of these is to take out a private insurance that will cover your medical and pharmaceutical expenses. Take note that you need a certificate of insurance for the residence permit application. For any European citizens, if you have a European health insurance card, you do not need to take out other insurance. Also, if you're not sure if your current insurance is comprehensive enough, check the minimum requirements for the insurance from the Immigration Service website. I have all the necessary links in the description box below. On the other hand, if you are a European Union or European Economic Area citizen, you do not need a residence permit. Instead, upon arrival to Finland, you must apply for registration of EU citizens' right of residence. This application can be submitted online, but the process also involves a visit at the Finnish Immigration Service offices. And my recommendation is that you should book the appointment for the meeting way before semester starts. The start of the semester is always extremely busy time, and there might not be any time slots available if you leave this to the last minute. The application itself must be submitted within 3 months of the day of your arrival to Finland. Also, one more detail for any citizens of the Nordic countries. As you know, you do not need a residence permit in Finland, but rather you need to be registered in the Finnish Population Information System at the Digital and Population Data Service Agency of your specific place of residence. This also involves a visit to the agency offices, so take that into account. Again, more info and all the necessary links, as always, in the description box below. So, after you have accepted your admission offer, enrolled as a student, and started the process for a residence permit, you should start looking for accommodation. There are a lot of great options for affordable student accommodation in Finland, but it is important to understand that the different providers do not have enough apartments for all students, so make sure to apply in time. I previously made videos explaining the different student apartment types and their costs, and in addition I have 2 videos where I showcase different types of student apartments that you can apply for. All of the videos can be found in the list up here or here. Also, if you're coming to study in the Helsinki metropolitan area, I really recommend that you guys check out the apartments from the sponsor of this video, HOAS. As mentioned in the beginning of the video, HOAS is one of the largest providers of student apartments around Helsinki, and I've been living in their buildings for the entirety of my studies. HOAS is a non-profit foundation founded by the largest student unions in Helsinki, and their apartments are not only affordable, but also really well situated around the metropolitan area. So, after you have applied for student accommodation, it is time to plan your travel to Finland. Especially for those flying in from outside of Europe, reserving your plane tickets early can actually save you a significant amount of money. Usually, new students are expected to arrive to Finland in time for the orientation program that starts ahead of the semester. Make sure to check the exact dates from the university website and plan your arrival accordingly. Also, when buying your plane tickets, make sure that you have enough time to settle in before the semester starts. My personal recommendation is to arrive a week or 2 before the orientation starts, because this will allow you to get your apartment sorted out, as well as getting used to moving around the city. Also, especially for those who come from outside of Europe, you might experience a bit of a culture shock in Finland, and it is nice to take a few days just to get used to some of the local customs. Finally, the last thing on this to-do list is applying for a student card. A student card is a proof of your student status, and it can be used to get discounts for a variety of services like public transportation, university restaurants, and a bunch of other private services. You can get a student card either as a physical copy or through a free mobile app. My recommendation is to get it as the digital card or mobile app, as it is faster to register for and it can be integrated to different payment services for easier usability. The only caveat is that the mobile app only works in Finland, so if you want to utilize student discounts outside of the country, you should apply for the physical international ISIC student ID. Also, do mind that when you register within the app, it asks you for a Finnish personal ID code. However, if you don't have the code by the time you submit the application, you can simply skip the question. You will be issued a Finnish personal ID code either when your residence permit is granted or your right of residence is registered. So, these are the first things you should do after being admitted to study in Finland. While there are a lot of other things to do, like activating your university user accounts, applying for a bank account, etc., these things can usually be taken care of after you arrive in Finland. Before we end this video, let me answer some of your questions from my previous uploads. In my video where I explained what Aalto University actually is, Letitia actually said that she's glad that I'm back on YouTube. Thank you very much. It's actually really fun doing these videos again. And also thanks for all the sponsors who have been helping me do more consistent content for you guys. These videos take quite a while to research, write, and then film. So it's great to be back. Also, in the same video, Hosam asked, is there a opportunity to apply for English admission for this year, even after January? Yes and no. All Finnish universities basically have their application processes for English taught programs at the same time, and it usually is around January or December-January timeframe. There are a few exceptions, but those exceptions are usually rolling admissions, and they are for a very selected variety of programs. So I would say that if you want to apply for a bachelor's or master's program, you really have to use the one and only admissions period that we have here in Finland. Also, in the same video, Ricardo asks, how hard is it to get admitted to Aalto University to study engineering? This is a very, very difficult question to answer. I've been getting a lot of these questions from you guys. In general, all of the applications or admission processes for Finnish universities are competitive, so the minimum requirements might actually change from year to year. In addition, different programs actually require different tests or different scores, or they might emphasize different things in your previous studies. So my recommendation is that you actually check which specific program you're interested in and try to find those specific requirements for that program. All right, that is everything for me this time. If you like what I'm doing here on YouTube, do give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend who might have use for this information. Also, if you have anything to ask about this or any other topic related to studying or building your early career in Finland, write them down in the comment section down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.